Merry Christmas, guys, and happy holidays. Well, you know, I was sort of hoping to get a skit for this time of year. I was hoping to get a couple of them out, but things didn't seem to work out. I needed ornaments that my wife wouldn't mind me crushing. I needed an old Christmas tree. But you know what? Instead of doing a skit, I'm going to tell a story today. I got a sinus infection. That's why I didn't do the video the other day. That's why Izzy did it, and I'm only like partially here in my head. But I want to tell a story, a Christmas story. It's only fitting for Christmas, right? What do you think? Each year about this time, there's always one of my kids lately saying, "I don't believe in Santa. What's the reason for Christmas?" You know, they're always complaining about that. So I always remind them of a story, something that happened to us back many years ago, back way before my youngest was born, and back when Elizabeth and Justin were real little. It's very shady out here in the front. I'm looking down the street and I see another big snowman. But anyway, back many years ago, I was hurt on a job, severely hurt bad, where I had to lay off work for a good period of time. I was out flat on my back because I crushed my back to pieces, messed my neck up, messed my knees up. So I was out of work for a long time, and it was right around Christmas time. And my wife was the only one able to basically support us with her job at the time. Well, anyway, I had no money coming in at that time. You know, well, I had a little bit, but not enough to really do anything, because all the money she had coming in, all the money I had coming in, had to go for bills and rent. And Christmas was just around that corner. And we was like, oh man, how are we going to get gifts for the kids, you know? So somehow we basically was going to make do regardless. We figured if we go from not paying this bill and maybe not paying that bill, we might be able to pull something together. And basically we wasn't able to get much gifts for the kids. You know, we had a couple gifts, whatever we could somehow come up with underneath the tree, and that was going to be the Christmas. And we was very upset about that. Any parent would be. So it was like 2 days before Christmas. Now, you gotta remember, I'm flat on my back. The only movement I was able to move was maybe to and from the restroom, and that was not easy to do. It was not easy by any means. And we ended up with a huge snowstorm that night. Oh my gosh, my friends, it snowed like you would not believe. So what Angie did was she actually started making things. Started making little bears, little things out of fabric. That's what was going to try to give the kids, along with what few little items we got them. And it's snowing like crazy out there. Oh my God, that snow's coming down bad. We went to what they call a level 3 emergency. That means nobody is allowed on the roads unless you're a police officer, fire truck, or paramedics. And snow was just starting to pile up. Roads after roads, well, they all were shut down. There was no traffic moving, nothing. It was like dead. Now, we had a dog back then. She was an older dog, you know. I got her back when, right before Angie and I got married. Well, she needed to go out, and Angie's like, well, I'll go out and check the snow and see how much is out there, take the dog out. So she took the dog out. You know, check the snow and see how deep it was. You guys ever do that? You know, you look for excuses just so you can see how deep the snow is. Plus, the dog loved the snow. Well, she went out there, came in, everything's fine, you know, and it's starting to push about maybe 1 o'clock in the morning right about now. Well, anyway, it was about 1:30 in the morning. I'm just taking a guess on it. And the dog had to go back out again. Now, you got to remember, nobody, no cars, no nothing was moving. So Angie took the dog out again. And sure enough, that makes sense. Well, anyway, there was 3 bags. No, not 3. There were 2 bags. Well, why did I say 3? 2 bags right in front of the door. Garbage bags. And Angie brings them in and says, "What?" I said, "Somebody throw their garbage?" And she looked on the bag, and one said boy, and the other one said girl. Angie looked inside the bag, and each bag was loaded with gifts, guys. Not wrapped, but they were loaded with gifts. Just filled stuff. And some of it was clothes, and it was actually the right size clothes my kids would wear. Somebody dropped off gifts, but how? Who? Now, very few people knew our situation. Our church knew our situation, but they ain't the ones that did it. Because we had asked. My mother-in-law and my father-in-law knew our situation, but they're not the ones that did it. We asked them too. Plus, there was no footprints in the snow going up to the door, no footprints leaving. Nobody was moving. Nobody was getting around. It definitely wasn't the neighbors. I hope it ain't too dark right now. So it left us like, what? How in the world these gifts get here and who brought them? We want to be able to thank them. We want to at least see a thank you card to them or something, but we don't know who did it. And so what we did was, we didn't have no wrapping paper either. We used what little wrapping paper we had to wrap the few gifts they had underneath the tree. So we grabbed newspaper, started wrapping these gifts. Yeah. And you know what we put on it? We put on there, from Santa. What else was we supposed to think? So we wrapped them all, put them underneath the gift, and we're stunned. We're sitting there trying to figure out who might have done this. We could not figure it out. We tried every possibility. We rethought every possibility. But guys, there was no tracks in the snow. And you know, you're probably sitting there thinking, well, maybe, Mike, the snow filled up the tracks. Well, it stopped snowing. Yep. Oh, excuse me, that was rude, wasn't it? Sorry about that. I should edit that out, but I'm not going to. It stopped snowing right after she took the dog out the first time. So I don't know. Call it Santa, call it a miracle, a Christmas miracle, call it whatever you like. But I do know my kids had a pretty good Christmas because somebody, and their niceness of their hearts or whatever, took it upon themselves and did what they did. But how'd they know? Only a few people knew I was laid up in bed. Only a few people knew. And how'd they get in there and out without leaving tracks? Well, I don't know. Maybe there is a Santa. Well, guys, that was my Christmas story. This happened back many years ago. And even today, we still wonder, how was that possible? Now, I tell the story to my kids repeatedly over and over again. It's getting to the point where when I tell the story, it's like, okay, Dad. And then they usually finish the story. So, I asked you guys got any Christmas stories? Leave them a comment down there. Yeah. Let me know if you guys got any Christmas miracles, any stories. Or does Santa come and see you and you won't talk about it? Well, as soon as my head heals up this sinus infection, I got some video plans coming up. And maybe I'll be able to just get out away from my house on my deck and do some good videoing. So I was hoping to do the last couple days. But anyway, guys, this is it for the video today. Sorry it's so short, but this is what I got. I wanted to tell the story actually last video, so it's appropriate time. It's Christmas, right? So guys, I hope you had a great Christmas. I do. I really do. Now let's look forward to New Year's. And I will see you Friday. And I think we're doing comments. I have to see if Izzy picked out some comments from the last video. Did you guys like our last video with the phone? She cracked me up. She did. I'm sorry, but she did crack me up. But I'm sure she'll pick out some comments and we'll do them. So until then, here's the comments. One more thing, guys. Yes, I just had a nap. I want to thank my buddy Crunkus for the Christmas card. I almost forgot. Thank you, buddy. Thanks a lot. Guys, you want to do comments soon?
Yes, no, maybe. I've been busy. I got a post on Tumblr that, like, blew up. It's amazing and terrifying, but awesome.
So you gonna do comments?
Sure. In a little bit.
Alright, thanks again, Crunkus. And guys, one more time, Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays.
Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and have a great Happy New Year.
As you heard the missus. Alright, we're out of here. Alright, guys, let's do some comments. Ready, Izzy?
Yo.
Alright, Mark. Hey, we did some time.
Man, I love doing that. White font is the best font, especially on a white background.
Oh, yes, definitely. Second comments from my buddy, Big Dog. That's what we call him in chat.
And thank you. Yeah, Dad's absence is suspicious. Crap, they're getting on to us.
Actually, my sinus, I got a sinus infection or something.
How long do you think that excuse is going to hold?
Yeah, okay, yeah, we'll go with that.
They're on to us.
Yeah, they're on to us. Okay. Alright, the last but not least,
opposable thumbs are the best, okay? And yeah, disobedient laptops. My laptop, Dimitri, is amazing. Yes, I named my laptop.
Dimitri?
Dimitri, he is amazing.
Oh,
yes, he's a he.
Gosh.
And, you know, he's usually awesome. And yesterday he just went to sleep. That's all. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Alright, guys, we wish you guys all a Merry Christmas, and...
I wasn't done.
Oh, I'm sorry, go.
Face. And I actually haven't ever done theater. I was in a play once, but the stage fright got really bad. And yeah, anti-disestablishmentarianism, my best friend pointed out that the anti and dis kind of cancel each other out. They should, at least. The English language is so weird. I don't know.
I have a skit coming up that's not related to Christmas, but it's a skit that has to do with alarm clock.
Does that have to do with anti-disestablishmentarianism?
I don't even know what that means. But it'll be coming up within the next couple days, and we'll see how good of an actress she is, which I know she is.
I can't believe I have not mispronounced anti-disestablishmentarianism.
Well, this is going to take some good acting. If we can pull it off, it should be a pretty good skit. But until next time, guys.
I have bows in my hair.
And I'm tired, but we're out of here. Bye!
If you like today's video, hit that like button. If you're brand spanking new to my videos, subscribe. Sometimes we have okay videos. This may be one of them times. Until next time, come on. Come on. Let's just get out of here.